This is Wilson Morales from Black Film and TV, talking to producer, director, co-writer Kelly Kali and producer Dion Cole for the film Thank You. I'm fine, thank you for asking, which is premiering at South by Southwest. Hello, how are you?
Hi, we're fine. Thanks for asking.
I saw the movie and I definitely felt, I definitely resonated with what's going on because I know people who are going through that situation in terms of trying to survive throughout this pandemic and things that are happening. So for you, how did the story come about in which the story was told and written?
So it was about late July, in the middle of the pandemic, middle of the year, that I just woke up with this pressing need to make something, to create, because, our industry as filmmakers got shut down, and it's been a struggle. And so when I came to Dion, my producing partner and writing partner, and to my filmmaking friends from USC, my co-director Angelique Molina, and Roma Kong as producer, Capella Fahum, and told them that I have this pressing need to make something, and like let's get together and let's come up with an idea. One of the things that we examined, I know personally, I am one of those people who was living like paycheck to paycheck, and you really felt it when the pandemic hit. I wasn't able to make rent for several months, and if it wasn't for the moratorium, who knows where I would have been, on family members' couches, or it happens to so many people, in a car and or on the street in the tent, like in our film. And being living in Santa Monica, Los Angeles already has a very high homeless population, and I was seeing so many more women on the streets, like so many more from this pandemic. And so that was something that we all discussed, and we decided we wanted to explore in a story.
Mm-hmm. And for you, Dion, I'm sure, you have a close connection with Kelly, but I'm sure you get pitches here and there. What drew you to say, okay, we can work on this, as opposed to like, is this the right move? Is this the right time? As a producer, you know what sells. Is it a matter of what's selling, or is it a matter of let's get the story out?
Well, Kelly and I, we're partners, writing partners. We have a lot of projects that we worked on, and we have a lot that's coming out. This one right here was just was really important to the times of what was going on right now. So it was important to really get it out. And when Kelly came to me about the idea, I was like, man, this is great. Like, I think we definitely need to, have this happen or whatever. And man, and this girl's resilient, like, man, got it together, and wasn't a lot of money involved in this. Everybody came and put together what they could put together in order to make this happen, and we just pulled our bootstraps together, put it together, and made it happen safely, more importantly than anything. And it was just, and to see these women, these 4 women really coming together, doing something that's dear to their heart, and knew it was going to be dear to the hearts of other mothers and even fathers. It was something that I definitely wanted to get behind, her and the other 3, our other 3 producers,
Now, Kelly, you are also acting in this movie. Did you know going in that you were going to take a lead on all of this, or was this something like, okay, something came up but you decided you're going to act in it?
It was out of necessity, because we were filming in a pandemic, and everyone that you saw in that movie is crew. So I knew when I came to them that I would be acting in it, but I also knew that they would be acting in it. And of course, Dion had no problem with that, but the rest of the team who've never been on camera before, they were like, "You're crazy. No, I'm not doing that." But they knew that if we had to get this done, we couldn't cast. We had to keep it in our circle. We had to keep the crew size 10 or less. We had to maneuver, be small. We shot on a Blackmagic 6K pocket. Like, that was a small camera. We had to be incognito. We were out in these streets guerrillaing this and like getting done what we need to get done as filmmakers. And so we had to keep it small and moving. So we had to be the ones to do the performing, because we couldn't risk anybody who wasn't in our circle and willing to take the risk. Even though we took major precautions for safety, we were tested constantly. But still, we just wanted to take the risk ourselves, because it was it's one of the heights of the pandemic, and we didn't want to put that on anybody else. Even the little girl in the movie is our good friend's daughter, who everyone always kid around and say that's your kid. We had your kid for you because she looks like you. So then I was like, well, Wesley has to be my kid, but it was all in the family. Everything just stayed in our pocket of friends to keep it safe. And everyone knew the risks they were taking, but also respected everyone's safety. And we quarantined and created our bubble, and everyone knew not to go out, not go party, not do anything, all during production, so that we can all be safe. And thank God everything was safe and we were all good.
You're skating throughout this movie, and I can't skate. As many times I go to places, it's a matter of like, let's hope nobody here knows me. Let's hope nobody here has their phone. I've fallen a couple of times, and I go, nobody here knows me. You're skating throughout the movie. You got skills, At what point, was that always part of the script?
Yeah, well, when I came to everyone, I knew that, like, before we even discussed like the social factor, which every film that I make, and I know Angelique as well, my co-director, has a social undertone, some sort of exploration of our current social, status. And but before we even got to that, I knew that what could be visually interesting right now, because I know that we have to shoot outside, we can't do our little tricks and lighting and all that. We had to chase the sun. We couldn't even afford lights. So we had to chase the sun and be up at 4 a.m. every morning just to catch that golden hour, and then wait when the sun got too high, wait, and then for it to get lower. But I knew that skating would be captivating, and I knew that I could roller skate. And I knew we were shooting in my hometown of Pacoima, and no one skates over there. Like, that's just weird. So we love the juxtaposition of having the character's only means of transportation being roller skates in a town where no one skates. So it's already just captivating. And yeah, it was hard. I mean, with those streets have everything in it to trip over. So it was.
And that's why you got Dion in the car, one scene and out, flashing money. And I'm like, why do all the male guys got to be like not good, without spoiling anything,
No, there's a few really good male guys in the movie.
But the ones who got the longer scenes.
there was people that helped her, like the landlord. Bobby was pretty good. Yeah.
You mentioned.
Honestly, Wilson, no one was really good in this movie, including the women. Like they got her caught up just the same. Like this was more when creating this was more of like, in my mind, like the Odyssey, like Odysseus trying to get home, and it's like just one. And like Brooklyn's character is like the sirens to me, where they're like, it sounds great, it sounds sweet, and she's luring her in and like saying, no, slow down, stay here. So it's like no one's really like good in this film.
Dion, obviously, when you decide you're going to get on it as an actor, you say, okay, I'm going to put myself, it's like, however that came to be, did you have a hand as far as what role you wanted to play in the movie?
Well, what happened was when everybody was coming together to like put the script together, whatever, and put everything together, it was basically me pointing out things that they wasn't thinking about, and you know, they were all sitting around and they were talking and doing stuff. And I was like, anybody try to holler at you? And she was like, no. And I was like, I don't understand why. Well, you should have somebody like you in the hood, like somebody gonna holler in the hood. I was like, so you should find somebody that's going to holler at you. And they was like, she was like, well, why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah.
I was like,
if she's rolling skating in the streets like that, you're gonna tell me nobody sees
In
her.
in biker stores, it didn't dawn on us though, because we were three women writing this, and I mean, we should have thought of that because that is what happens, but we weren't thinking of that, and it took the male perspective, and that's what was so great about having Dion is he looked at what we were doing, he was like, this ain't realistic.
yeah, I was like, you should have that, and they
You
were
won
like,
the Oscar. And
it is one of the best scenes.
it is one of the best scenes. It definitely stands out because people know who you are. So like, oh, it's Dion being Dion.
right.
You know, you won the Oscar, you know, as a student, and you know, they never always promote the students that win Oscars, you know, especially if they're of color, you know. But knowing that, how much does that help you now? You know, like I always wonder, like you won the Oscar, you know, you are a winner, you know. Did you get any guidance after the win to where you're at now?
I mean, it does hold a lot of weight. And I think I got a good amount of attention because I was the first Black woman to win that in the narrative competition. And so I did get a lot of support from people in the industry. And it did qualify me to be in consideration for the Academy Award, the 91st Academy Award. So that got me into different rooms there because now I was in consideration for the Oscar that same year. And it really, I would have to say that the Student Academy Award is what got us together because it led to me being selected as a Netflix was having this director's incubator program, and it was like it wasn't announced. It was this internal thing, and I guess my film had made it circles, and they had my name came up and was suggested, and then I got it, and then they sent me to New York to shadow Leslie Small, great director, on a Christmas film, and that Holiday Rush that Dion was on. And we just started chopping it up, and we started talking about story. I don't even know how we got to that, but we just started talking about it, and he had this story, and then I was like, oh yeah, man, no, I can see that working. It's just that the story arc, the character needs to, if he's starting here, we need to get here, and then we just ended up writing together. We both lived in LA, and then ever since then, we've completed feature scripts. We've just completed this film. So I would say that Student Academy Award is what created this combination.
What do you want the film to do afterwards? Like when people see this, you know, it's an uplifting story, you know, and everybody's gone through different statuses as far as during the pandemic. What do you hope people get out of seeing this movie? You know, they're going to be entertained, you know, and it's going to be uplifting. But is there anything you want people to get to do afterwards?
Yeah, absolutely. I would like people to like try to help others. You know, hopefully it brings some type of awareness and puts it on the minds of those who have to help those that don't, because I believe one man's trash is another man's treasure, and it's a lot of homeless people out here, and you never know what they're going through. And you know, get to know them, see if there's something you can do to help. And yeah, I just hope it brings some type of awareness.
Mm-hmm. And I know you're still promoting this movie, so you got a long way to go because the festival hasn't even started, and I'm sure you're gonna make other festival run. Are you guys working on another project?
Yeah, we got several projects. We have one that is.
You can't say, so stop right there. Yeah, I can see your brain saying, "What can I say at this point?"
I'm like, what can I say? Well, it's called. Can I cuss?
Yeah.
Okay, it's called "Fuck You, Jack," and so it's one of Dion's brain ideas that he got that is hilarious. And so it's actually the original idea that we met on. And so I came in and we just like fleshed out and wrote it. And then so now it's in the hands of, this is what I'm not sure I can say yet, but it's in the hands of a significant production company. Mm-hmm. And now it's it's in development. So there's that. And then we have other projects that we're finishing up writing. And then of course we have this film that's in, South by, and it's gone into other festivals just the same, and that we can't announce yet. But we've got stuff.
No, but before I let you go, I just want to say, you did a good job with this movie. Obviously, I watched it and I felt for it because, like I said before, I think everybody who watches this movie is going to see a situation in terms of whether or not they helped somebody during the pandemic, whether they were that person like, oh, I couldn't pay the rent. Everybody's gone through, some people have gone through some living situations, and so we're getting a bunch of these movies where the pandemic has a factor, where it's a character in a way, and the question is, how do we fit this in? Do we make it the primary point, or do we make it the background? And I think what you put together is something that I think people will resonate, which is why it's in a festival, and let's see where it goes from beyond there. So congratulations again to the both of you. This is a good collaboration. I want to see more of it down the road, so keep it going. I'm gonna let you be. I know, Dion, you have to get to work at some point, but we'll see more of you. Congratulations.
Thank you so
much. Thank you so much, Melissa. Thank you for having us, and thank you for watching it.
Yes, good one. Take care.
Thank you.